Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Captain Doc Skinner on board the Starship Pariah, and got a special guest tonight, my buddy Rick Mackey from Get Esoteric Live up in Boston. He's that was horror. I can't even do Boston anymore. I used to, but I just sound like a gnome. Anyway, as I've gotten older, my voice is getting weirder. Anyway, Rick Mackey's going to be here, and we're going to be talking about the distraction heard around the world. That's right. And you probably have already got a lot of idea what we'll discuss tonight because it's starting to pan out, but everybody's got their 2 cents. So being it's my show, I'm going to give you mine. A lot of things that were misconstrued right out the gate. And misconceptions, and then that were publicized to make it look worse. So it just shows how things are manipulated. But we're going to go into it in depth. But first, let me see. Turn this up. Yes. Oh, that's better. Volume. Am I clogged? Anywho, there I am. How you doing? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to my buddy Rick Mackey. Hi, Rick.
Howdy, how's it going, folks? Your favorite gnome here from Boston, Massachusetts.
Gnomes together. Anywho, so yeah, I want to chat about it, but I also it's gonna I'll let it play out. We'll just leave it at that. So you saw what happened, of course, last night, or you did. Okay. A lot of people did not get to see it because when it was airing on the network, they bleeped it out. They put up like the Oscars, logo and stuff, and so you can see they have this. A lot of people don't know when they're doing live broadcasting. There's a person whose sole job is to sit there, and if there's curse words or something really bad happens, they can push this button because there's usually like a 30-second to sometimes even up to 2-minute delay. They can set it whatever they want, and they can bleep that section out, which is what they did last night on live television, which they should. Because
so how did they get the recorded version where he's saying the things that he shouldn't have said? Oh man,
insiders. All that stuff was caught. You have to understand this is the Oscars, and they have multiple cameramen, sometimes 20, 30 of them, all running around with a cable person walking behind them, unless they got a wireless mobile system. And they're going around so they can get multiple reactions at the same time, when things happen. Which, if some people have seen the meme, it shows all these images of celebrities. Well, those just happen to be the lucky celebrities that had their images shot. If this is those from that night, I haven't really looked at the photos that well. Someone said, well, I think that's when what was it, Golden Globes, and I was like, I don't think so. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this. We're gonna play little snippets because we can't play the whole thing straight out or they flip out. But this is from The Guardian. Let me add this in here. This is from The Guardian, just so you all know. It's a news source, and we are discussing news. This is for educational purposes. So we're going to play it in segments. I'm going to stop it because I have to. I can't make it run straight through, but it gives me time to tell you what I think. So let me find my mouse. There's my mouse. Okay, so here we go. And we could. Oh, hold on. Can you hear that?
Yeah, you might want to bump it up a little bit.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh yeah,
there you go.
It's down all the way. But okay, tell me if you can hear it, because for some reason I have to turn this on.
Bring it down a little bit. Pretty good, but it needs. Yeah, now that you bumped that up, it should be fine.
Yeah, hold on. Whoops. Wrong arrow button.
He can't win.
Now is there an echo?
Nope, sounds good.
That Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, okay. I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
All right.
There.
All right. That is my point. Okay. Now, yes. And she kind of looks like she has a crown on this video because of my logo, which is kind of cool. But she, she's having hair loss due to alopecia, I think is how it's pronounced.
That's alopecia.
I do not know anything about it. I'm not going to act like I know anything about it. But anybody with a condition or disease, it's not a good thing. Now, they say sometimes it's good to laugh, even our the bad things in our life, because you just got to laugh. Yeah. And celebrities, they do get jabs, especially when you're on the front row of the Oscars and you're up for best actor. And they've known each other for years. They've been friends. But here is, Jada, and she, gorgeous outfit for a queen. Okay. Minus my little thing up there. But, and that wasn't, I swear that's always there. It wasn't meant to be like that. But, now you have to think he's sitting here and he's laughing because in the industry, you learn to even laugh at yourself, even if you don't like it.
And he's really relaxed about it.
He's
too.
very
tense,
relaxed. Everybody is relaxed because it's a happy atmosphere. But the G.I. Jane reference, of course, Jada or Jane, how do you say it? Jada? Is that how you say her name? Jada Smith. Jada Jacob Smith. Anyway, no offense. I just don't normally say her name. She right there. Let me just go back a few seconds. Makes the joke.
All right.
Right there. The will laugh, right?
Yeah.
She's putting her hands together. She's looking up to God Almighty.
She's tense.
She is pissed. And she's an actress as well. So she's doing her best to keep her composure. Okay.
Yeah, she's giving them the stink eye right there.
Yes. Now this is live. All right. This is live. And so, hold on a minute. I need to go over and open up the comment section so I can talk to Renee. Thank you so much for getting the party started. Sorry, I gotta do this real quick. Do a roll call. Sean Phillips, thank you very much. Paul Marsh, of course. Sean, Terry's here. Alien Bump 72, Offworld Adam, Dave Dennis from Australia, Christina British and Proud. Oh, just love it when you're here. Sean Phillips again, Terry Reesing, and you guys are talking. So we'll get back to all that in a second, but I just wanted to recognize everybody. So anyway, back to this real quick, and I've got that open so we can do questions here in a little bit. So, this is a night. This is like a woman's wedding night or a prom night. This is a huge moment. Her husband's up for best actor. I don't know if she had anything or if she's doing anything right now. Last thing I remember, she was doing Gotham City. I think she was on that show for a while. But either way, it's a huge night. I mean, look at his freaking tie. His tie ring is like diamond studded. It's a big night. And this issue, she's been open about her alopecia, I've been told. And I've heard rumors that there's issues with, open relationships. I mean, people are taking this all over the place. Illuminati staged, the Oscars did it, all this stuff, right?
They always do that.
They
they got to extrapolate on what's going on.
And this is just everyday people. I posted earlier today or last night, and I've told people sometimes I'll just go and I'll light a match and drop it and I'll walk away, and I won't say my side or how I feel. That's what my show's for.
Just put an idea out there.
And people, the word for tonight starts with the letter S. It's called snarky. Yes, snarky.
Yes.
People have been snarky towards one another. It's like a whole new divide. It's all like over a moment. And then everybody attaches everything to it. No, this is what it was. Will Smith, God bless his heart. He's very talented at what he does. I don't know him personally, so I can't say who he is as a human being. You know, there's always conspiracies about everybody, but he's a husband and a father, and his wife, whatever kind of relationship they're in, you know, the mother of his children, has this, and he loves her. Yes, like a lion, and I get that. Exactly, but it was this moment. It had nothing to do with the Oscars. It had nothing to do with the Illuminati Masons or anything like that. Not a new movie coming out. Nothing. It was this man.
Not like they have a choice.
His wife's here, and he's going along with it like they always do in the business. That's what we do. We brush shit off, as you will see with Chris Rock. But she's
that's the typical response. That's what you would expect.
Ha 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 ha. And then they'll bend you over later for whatever. But this was she's hurt. Okay, I understand that. It was a thrust. It was a direct dagger to her, you know, especially since they were supposedly friends. And you know, here he is. And they probably could have got away with it if they were at their home on a weekend, you know, barbecuing or something. He might have been able to get away with it, but this was on national, worldwide television.
Yeah, that's just not right. Yeah.
And
in my mind, I don't think it was right.
On a glamorous night. And it was a jab. Now, at that moment, he starts laughing like they're triggered to do. His wife, it was too hit her in the bone. So next thing that happens, let me show you. See her drop her hands like that? Like, God damn you, Chris.
Yeah, like why now? Why would you do that?
Why would you do that on this night?
On this night.
Now the camera goes to Chris. All right. Chris is realizing when he hears the booze, shit. Ruh-roh. Yeah. And so he starts backpedaling. Okay. Now
that fake smile right there.
Right there.
That's a nice screwed up look.
Yeah. People are going to judge me for what just happened. But then when the camera's not on him and not on Will, I guarantee you, he looked over, saw the disappointment in her face, and the lion came out. That husband, that father,
the protector
beast came out and said, you know, probably a normal person that's trying to work their way up in the business might have let it slide and had to deal with the argument later.
Right.
But he is so up there.
He's like royalty.
He
like
go,
royalty.
Fuck all y'all. This is my wife. I ain't putting up with this shit anymore. And he pointed out in his speech, which I'm not going to play, but he did apologize to the, you know, to the Academy and all that. And then today, I'll read it. I got an article on it. But let's move forward. At this point, Chris has realized, fuck. And he's like, okay, I did, it was light. I didn't mean, anyway. He's laughing off.
That was a nice one. Okay.
That was just a nice one. Okay.
That was just a nice one. Yeah.
Now, yeah. So that wasn't in the script. That wasn't on what he was talking about. Now, what does he do? Puts his hands behind his back as they're trained, and looks into the camera, which has the teleprompter, and he starts reading what he's supposed to read, what the Academy had set up.
Quickly moving on. He's quickly moving.
Yes,
on. Not letting that linger.
Yeah, we got to get out of this hot tub. I mean, right now.
Right.
And so he moves on. Now watch his expressions. Actually, you know what? Let's do this.
That's a vulnerable stance right there.
Yeah. So
I want to see how this stance changes as.
Yeah, we're gonna actually slow this down. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. Thank goodness for YouTube let you do that. Here we go. Wrong window. Here we go.
Okay. I'm out here.
Right there. He's supposed to be looking at the camera. He sees Will.
That's the first guard move there.
That right there. He's like, oh shit. And then he even says, oh.
He sees him coming. He already sees him coming.
Richard.
Okay. Now, if something ever like this happens where someone all of a sudden comes up on stage, it's always turns into a gag or something fun, or not hostile.
Yeah, you would think it would
So,
be
and they're
something funny.
friends. They've been
Like knock him
friends.
over and tickle him or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they've been friends. Yeah, he's expecting to get a funny tickle.
Get a noogie, maybe get a noogie or something.
So he's sitting here laughing because they're on live TV and it's the Oscars. You can't. This ain't SNL.
Right.
This thing is so fine tuned and choreographed. These events, as pompous as they are, but if you want to get up to those levels,
the only thing is that he's still with the hands behind the back. But as you said, it's choreographed. This is what he's expecting to do. Now I want to see how that changes when he gets right up in his face.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's even go slower.
He's got one leg up there. He's got one leg. Look at. He's like that's a protective stance right there.
Well, yeah, I think he's like stopping, trying. The only thing he can do is, as a comedian is try to make everybody laugh, and he's got to laugh like a horrible comedian that has to laugh at the end of his joke, so it's the end of the joke. All right, moving on.
It's not the end of the joke.
Okay.
Let's see it. What's all that?
That's him laughing.
Wow.
And he's standing there, probably expecting him to do, just come up and hug him or something. I don't know. But no one.
What was he expecting? It's like,
and everybody says, "Oh, look at his face. It's like he's bracing for it."
It looks as though he knows he's going to get it, but it doesn't mean it was planned.
He probably thought it was going to be like a tap
figures,
or something.
You know what? I deserve this. He's my friend. I'm just going to let him do what he's going to do. That could be it too.
And yeah, because if he was bracing, he would already be in a stance that would give him so he wouldn't fall down.
He'd be crawled up in
he's no offense, he's in
the fetal position.
No, right now he's just like, yes sir, because he fucked up.
He knows.
So everybody's laughing in the chat room. That's funny. All right. So anyway, the guy played fucking Ali. It's gonna be lightning speed. But here's okay. Here we go. Boom. Let's go back.
Whoa, that was fast, even in slow motion.
I know. I'm telling you, he tricked to be like Muhammad Ali, faster than a butterfly, or fast, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's what he fucking did on national television. But he didn't go all Ali. He didn't go full fist.
No,
he did the slap. And the reason there's a reason why it is called the bitch slap. It is an insult to another man when, instead of punching him and getting into a fight, when you go up and you slap them like they're nothing. It goes all the way back to where you take the glove and you slap someone in the face and challenge them, and to slap and turn around and walk away, as he did, that was fucking gangster. That was some gangster shit right there. But it was also, it could be said, oh my God, well, he's a Mason, and it was a humiliation ritual on live TV, so that Chris Rock could go to the next level. You never know. It could. You never know. So anyway, one more time, slow motion. He's just laughing, ha ha ha, thinking it's no big deal. But right, did you listen? Listen to the ha-has. When he gets to this step, you hear it in his ha-has in slow motion. It's actually kind of funny. Poor guy. All right, let's try that again. Listen to his last. That boy was bitch slapped for real.
Yes, he was.
Now,
you get just the way he responded with the ow.
And he was doing everything in his power not to put his hand up to his cheek to go, fuck, that hurt.
He's like,
and he held his ground. But you saw, if it was planned, they would have practiced it, and he would have known how to have a good stance. He was in a butler stance or a military, stance, straight up. He couldn't.
Yeah, that part didn't make any sense to me. I'm like,
Right.
why would
So, but here's the thing: people are like, well, then why didn't they escort him out? And why didn't anybody do anything? Because everybody's in freaking shock. Well, everybody was in shock.
Well, not only that, it's Hollywood. These guys are royalty. They're not gonna, do anything to him.
You saw The Rock. You saw, all these big action stars that were there, and their faces were like, oh shit, because they know the difference between a real hit and a stage hit. And that was heard around the world. But here's the thing. It was cut out, and it wasn't seen till after the event. Now, the other video that a lot of people don't see, and I don't have it pulled up because it's not like, the news stuff. But it shows a cell phone from the balcony looking down after the incident when they go to commercial break. And when that happens, everybody gets up and they all start, mingling with each other. But this time, everybody was kind of chill, except for Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, and one other that you saw going up to Will individually and just going, bro, are you okay? And he was crying. So, yeah. And then Denzel told him, he made the comment, which
that's when the devil shows up.
Yes, when you're at your highest, that's when the devil shows up. And I believe in what he did. I don't believe it was the right place to do it. I probably would have waited till they, at a commercial break or at the after party. So at least everybody was drunk,
or you could have said something during your acceptance speech too, to kind of
which he did while he was tearing up. He was like, it's really hard, you take the jabs, it's part of the job, but sometimes it's difficult. So here, let me read this off real quick. Bring this over here. Oh wait, hold on, let's finish this. Sorry, my bad, because there's more to this story.
More to it, right?
Yes, and that's just the play-by-play of the slap.
Do
and the what thing? Oh yeah, I don't have that, but I do. I just think we should just for educational purposes. Right there, his right arm is bending. He's leaning to the right. Chris, it's so quick. First of all, I think his blood was pumping so hard, going, I so fucked up that he's like,
I think he thought he was gonna fake it. That's what it looks like. Like he's like, okay, I'm gonna lean into this because I know you're not really gonna hit me. It's gonna be like, like a little fake, whatever, and then I can back up,
Yeah, but this had nothing to do with pride, being a star, making a comeback or doing a stunt to attract attention to yourself. This, I believe in my heart that Will Smith saw his queen, die inside at that moment, from that joke. And even though he was laughing at it, he realized, I'm laughing at it. Oh my God. How, and then I've got to do something all in a flash of a moment, just as fast as the slap. And, real quick, let me just go through here. There's so many. I don't know if I would do them all. So I did roll call earlier. Let's see. Yay. Good evening. Crazy alien family of mine. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Offworld says it's fishy. He won an Oscar for a movie about a man protecting his family. Yeah. Yeah. And he kind of what I really did not like, it kind of bugged me, is when he did his acceptance speech. He was like, but then it makes me think of all the cast members of my film, and everything was all great. Everybody was like applauding. Yeah, I'm like, see, no, I can appreciate an actor for their jobs, what they do. and their performances. But sometimes I just can't appreciate the person. And even though he's in so many movies I love and music that I've DJ'd and danced to, all kinds of stuff, I think everybody that gets to that point of money, there's a disconnect. But I don't know. I like I said, I don't know him. I'm always willing to meet him and maybe work with him on something. I mean, it is Will Smith, but this, I think, was just a husband's bad choice of how to handle something. And this was bad enough. But then it goes into yeah, that's funny, Christina, British proud. That is true. Everybody's been memeing the hell out of that. Let's see. What did I think if real Will Smith did the right thing, I'm a romantic at heart. So defending the honor. No, I totally agree.
It's just not the place to do it.
I mean, Jesus, I know you're about to go possibly win Best Actor award in just a few minutes. And you do that. And that's the other reason everyone's wanted to.
You know what would have been better? You know what would have been better? If he had walked up to him, leaned to his ear, and said, "Meet me backstage."
That would have or just said something so horrific that his eyes would get big and he'd turn around and then walk away. But then leave it there.
Right. Leave it there for now.
This is where he screwed himself. Now he snapped. he did. He snapped, and I've snapped. Everybody snaps.
Everyone's had that moment.
If you haven't snapped, then you're doing it fucking wrong. Everybody needs to snap once in a while.
You don't care about nothing.
All right, so let's move on. Wait, nope, wrong click button. I want to click over on this button. Bam! Sorry. I mean, literally knocked Chris Rock into Tuesday with a slap, an Muhammad Ali slap.
I thought I saw some dental work pop out there.
Chris Rock's feelings
Just saying.
Chris Rock's feelings like right over here.
Yeah, it's like sitting over there.
And here's where I understand people are like, oh, it could be staged because Will does this. He kind of looks like he's smiling, like, yeah, bitch, yeah. Y'all see that? Y'all recognize. You better all recognize who I am. I am the lion, motherfucker, and that is my lioness. That's what's going through. Because look, if you are a man, I don't expect the women out there to understand this, but if you are a man and you are taken past what we call the red line, the point of no return, sometimes you just gotta let that shit burn out. Don't try to tame that, because
it'll be 10 times worse later.
Yes.
When you
walk away
and deal with it right away, and you're done.
Just it's like an energy burst in men. Okay. If you just let it. Now I'm not saying, God, I feel like
we're not advocating violence.
Yeah. I feel like people are going to think we're not saying, just saying, like, somebody yelling or angry, like,
things happen is what you're trying to say.
Shit happens. And you see, he was seeing red. He went from
whoa,
motherfucker. Yeah. I mean, you got to understand, he's probably pissed at himself as well, because for laughing and not getting it right away.
Right.
So, no, I am all for strong women, and not making fun of people with diseases, unless it's somebody with that disease and they're on stage making fun of themselves, which that's fun, because that shows somebody that's so, they've embraced something and not put pity on themselves.
With themselves, and
right. And God bless them. Anyway, anywho, let's see. God, a lot of comments here. Chris Rock has Botox face. He felt no.
You didn't have to pay anything for that one. He saved himself a couple grand right there.
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, there's so many guys. Oh, imagine the rage if that was a white guy.
Exactly.
Right. Now here's why didn't they escort him off? I've tried to answer this like 4 times already. Well, because he was being nominated and they knew he was going to win. So they can't have the best actor, be hauled off because it's Oscars.
There's a hierarchy in Hollywood, right? There's a hierarchy in Hollywood.
There's a hierarchy.
So they know who is going to get
money.
Treatment. Who brings them the money, exactly.
Right. And he's walking entertainment. That's what he does, And anywho,
and
so it goes on. It goes on. Now this is where I was like, no, at someone's house, maybe at a party with a few people. Not.
I bet he wish he had that thing like in Aliens. What was that?
A neuralizer. And just take out everybody in the audience.
No, the thing where it erases your memories.
Yeah, the neuralizer.
Oh, neuralizer, right?
Yeah. I think that's what it's called. But, anywho, that's why I said I would have waited till the after party and or like you said, you that was some Godfather stuff you were saying. Just go up and whisper in his ear and
whisper in his
walk
ear.
away. I think that would have. I think because that alone would probably leave a lot of more questions too. Like, what did he say? What did he say?
Exactly. It would have been much worse. Much worse.
Yeah.
People have been freaking out. Like, oh my God, can you imagine what he said?
Like,
I'm talking about that for months from now.
He just leans into Chris Rock's here. I've got a body bag that's your size.
Yeah.
And then turn around and just walk away.
And we don't even need FEMA's help.
Right. You don't have to, they're back ordered. I got to.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, so that moment alone is a horrific moment. It should not have happened, in my opinion, and in opinion of so many others, because the comedians are freaking the fuck out. They are flipping out. They're all
like, can we even do a joke? Like,
they're like everybody.
Boundary?
Yeah,
there was a time where you could say anything. People were offended, but they would talk to you about it after.
No, I mean everybody. They're gonna call it the Will Smith. They're not gonna be hecklers anymore. They're gonna be Will Smiths because they're gonna come up and slap the shit out of you because they're all so freaking nanny panty sensitive. It's like if you are a Karen or a Kevin or anybody that's overly sensitive, do not, by the grace of God, go to a comedy club. That's like jumping in a pool of piranha. Don't do it. It's bad. It will just
your feelings will be hurt.
Do not go to a comedy club.
Yeah, there's no safe space in a comedy club.
Okay,
there's no safe space there.
I feel better now. But yeah, there's no. It sucks because the comedians have been talking about it for months, going, "Hey, this is destroying comedy." But let's finish this off because I got more. We're at the bottom of the hour. Let me
move on.
This. And then then I'm gonna lay it on you guys. Oh shit, where's the button?
You smack the shit out of me.
You smacked the shit out of me.
You're still seeing stars right there.
Out your fucking mouth.
Okay, right there. Everybody's thinking this is all an act. It's all staged.
And look at her. Like she's like, yeah.
But everybody's like, oh, because everybody knows the golden rules. You don't say the F word in the States on TV, unless it's
everyone's doing it these days.
But on free TV or whatever it is, like the main networks, that's a big no. That now for him.
He'll suck it up.
Well, he's such a smart guy. I'm thinking he's enjoying the joke. He realizes you know, what's going on with his wife, and then instantly goes, how can I truly make a lion point right now? And
use the F word.
no, and sit there going, what's the fee for FCC if you curse on national television? He's like, that's like an
He already has an
Instagram.
account for that.
Yeah, he's probably got some lawyers that'll just take care of it. But that was after he was making a point to Chris Rock. One, bitch slapped him on national television at the Oscars on stage. Two, goes back and berates him from the first row on the top of his, you know, he could probably be louder, but you know, he's very loud, using the F, making a point saying, do not, I don't have my wife's name in, you know, or in your voice or some shit like that.
My wife's name out of your voice or out of your mouth.
Or out of your mouth. Yeah, out of your mouth. And so he is making it loud and proud to the entire pack around him. Don't fuck with my wife. I don't care where we're at. I don't care what the event is. I don't care how much money I might lose. Don't mess with my family, especially my lioness or my queen, whatever. Okay, I get that. And he probably has the money. But what it has done is now it's created all these conspiracies. And it, you know, because he's, I guess, a Mason because he's putting his hand in his pocket. I don't know, but he did that during his speech. So people are saying that. You know, sometimes I think people really overreach or purposely overlook.
I mean, some of these things
here's the thing. I've heard. Here's the other. I heard half these reports saying he was punched. Chris Rock was punched by Will Smith. He was not punched.
No, he was not.
He was bitch slapped with an open.
You can hear the slap.
Yeah,
you don't hear. And
with Chris's stance, he would have buckled at the knee and gone down to the ground. If it was a true punch with Will Smith's training, and he's always staying up to date. He's always upgrading to Will 5.0 or whatever. But whatever clone he is this year. Anyway, so the fact that he did that, I think is what caused the hush. So let's continue.
Ow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
So I'm wondering if he'd ever done jokes like that before, and them being friends and at the home, you know, he probably didn't make a big deal, but the fact that it was done in public, he's like, okay, that's fucking it. I'm done. But he laughed at it. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
It's I mean, and I think the disappointment he was seeing in her was not that it was, you know, just a tasteless joke, but that everybody, including her husband, was laughing. And it was so painful to him.
It was almost
it was instant enrage. It was like Hulk mode. Not giving him
painful, or if he's just trying to save face, you know, like with her.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, men will do that too. You know, you're just like,
I mean, maybe a little of both, because he saw her face. He was affected by it.
Yeah.
And also he knows he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't do anything. You know?
Now, and also here's more proof that, you know, because if this is acting from Chris Rock, well, then yes, he deserves an Oscar. But this he looks freaked out, and everybody else is too, because the whole place is hush quiet.
I'm going to, okay?
Right here.
Okay.
Back to the monitor.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Wow. So thanks to the Guardian for covering that before it got all bleeped out everywhere. So let me get rid of this real quick.
Yeah, that made its rounds on the internet pretty quick. So the Guardian is the one. They were filming that while they were there. Is that what?
I guess they got the Associated Press, because I think they have other cameras in there. I don't know. I haven't got to go, but Yeah, it was bad. And what's so crazy is everybody that were at all the parties that were watching it, they all got it bleeped out too. So they had no clue. So if it was supposed to be staged, it would have been done to where everyone would have seen it. They wouldn't have bleeped it out that 30 seconds and whatnot. So that's my take on that. Now, Will Smith this morning on Newsmax, or he wasn't on Newsmax. Newsmax is reporting on it. Bring this over here. The day after slapping Chris Rock on stage at the 94th Academy Awards, Will Smith issued an apology to the comedian, the Academy, and viewers at home, saying he was out of line and his actions are not indicative of the man I want to be. The fallout of such
was right on point.
Huh?
I thought his line was right on point. He's just like one line.
No, I mean, it was mission accomplished what he was trying to do. Anyway, he apologizes to everybody and says violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive, said Smith. My behavior at last night's Academy Award was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition, way too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in the world of love and kindness. Yeah, that was another thing. Is just like you could tell in his speech, he was like, "I'm not crying because I'm winning this. I'm crying because Well, he realized instantaneously after he said what he said, and slapping him that, boy, I might have jeopardized a lot in that just a brief moment, acting, out of emotionally.
So you gotta ask yourself what kind of mental state he might be in too. Is he suffering from something else too? Like that would push him over the edge that easy.
Well,
I mean, not that it's easy, but
like I said, if he didn't laugh at that joke with everybody else,
yeah, he might have been able to pull himself back. He might have been able to say, "Oh, I already expressed my disappointment."
But the joke that he's mad about, that he laughed at, and so it's a messed up situation. But I'm sure it's not the first time that's happened to any.
But the energy in Hollywood, what I'm getting at is the energy in Hollywood must be so dark anyway. There must be everyone sort of stabbing each other in the back, all kinds of things going on. Threats, this and that, and who knows what the relationships are, how strong they are, or whatever. And I think if something like that could easily push someone over the edge if there are these other things going on, as we know in Hollywood.
Well, real quick, guys, I'm sorry I haven't been to the chat room, but it's getting to the point to where you guys are, going nuts with it. So it's going to be kind of your little world in there if it gets bigger and bigger.
Guys can play nice.
Yeah, because I'm just going to scan for questions because most of you are conversing with each other. I'm not going to put
Look
that
for the big
here.
ones. Look for the big ones.
How about you guys put a little asterisk at the beginning if you have a question, and I'll look at the asterisks at the so that we're learning this. We're learning this
whole good system.
I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, by the way, I like your ship.
Thank you.
Yes.
I call it the tin can at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, mine's kind of like a ghost ship in a sense, but one day I'll introduce everybody to the crew. Let's see. What is this? Is that hair disease condition called trichotillomania? I feel like that's supposed to be a funny. That can't be it. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be. Renee's trying to be funny. Trichotillomania. Is there tickling involved in that? I feel like there's a play on words. No, it's actually alopecia is what she has. ALOPECIA, I think. So
maybe this.
I don't know anything about it.
We have to Google it now. I'm gonna Google it.
It's too many. Yeah, already. Yeah, you can Google it. Let's see. Dave Dennis Says, I just think the Oscars would have been a total nothing burger had the incident not occurred. Oh, well, yeah, that too. That's why I think the conspiracy theorists, us, are going crazy with ideas. But I try to be true about stuff. I try not to inflate things, and I think this has been inflated into something a lot bigger. There's all the scandals and stuff. People are like, oh, they're not going to take his Oscar. You watch, I bet. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they probably won't because he earned it for his job in that film. But his behavior for that brief moment is probably going to get him suspended for a couple years. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's a chance that could happen. And that would suck because, you want to do, when you're an actor, you want to do movies all the time. And when you have these long hiatus, you itch. You're like, I got to do a movie, but you don't want to do a crappy movie. You want to do something big and come back, big comeback. And if it's a big comeback and you can't be eligible for an award, or your whole film, which is everybody involved in the project, that sucks. So, anywho, there's more to it. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay.
I couldn't find anything.
Wait, hold on. Christine says, Doc, would you let your woman sleep with other men? No. I am a very selfish man.
No, that's traditional. That's the way I am too.
I was trying to be tough because, it's
you got to be the big man. Right. So
yeah, she's
from there was hair on your chest.
No, I just and what blows me away is how I am surrounded by people that are that way. They're all about, hey,
I don't get it.
Open relationships. I'm like, what wiring do I have that's different in my brain that just says, I mean, I guess maybe
this is the multi-generational programming stuff that they want to tear apart the family.
What it called the atomic family or the nuclear family.
The nuclear family, yeah.
It's crazy, but here's the thing. This is the point I wanted to make because we're coming up, near the top of the hour. And if you want, you want to join me on Patreon where we can kind of let loose a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. We'll do that at 8:30 at the bottom of the hour. 102.8 FM. All right. So what was I saying? Christina, you threw me off. Okay. Yes. Let women sleep with other men. No. No. And as a man, most men have the fantasy of, oh yeah, I wish my woman would bring other women home. Yeah, that's a guy's fantasy. But I think it would really trip me out if it actually ever happened. As you can tell, it's never happened. But if it was, it'd probably freak me out now because I'm older. Yeah. Because, I mean, there's just so much. Someone's going to get hurt or some boyfriend is going to fight and you're going to go, why are you beating my ass?
Yeah. That's not right.
I'm an old school guy. I'm Gen X, last ones that are like believe in mother, father, kids, dog, fence, outside, job, pension, all that stuff. But anywho, so I wanted to point out that, look, we spent all this time, the whole world stopped. Everybody forgot about it. I mean, do you even know any? I can't think of a single movie that got nominated or actor other than Will Smith. That's all I know. Because all the focus was there.
We're all in shock.
Yeah, and all in shock of the behavior. Well,
right.
We haven't been. I think this incident, the powers that be are taking advantage of it. The ones that owns the media and all that, they are just milking this for one reason and one reason only. Because most people don't give a shit. But they're going to keep playing it over like it is important, like it's the king and queen kind of thing, some major news to slowly transition us from our last distraction, which was the Ukraine, which is distracting us from the COVID from, Fauci, all that. It's just one thing after another. And you're usually 2 to 3 weeks apart, so this might last a week, but it'll give media and people enough time for the storm to blow over of the previous crisis or whatever, and then move on to the next one. And it's just over and over and over again.
The next one. A lot of this is distraction.
Yeah. So this was a big distraction. So all the hype of that, it was a ritual. Yeah. If it was probably the best thing ever that they're going to probably keep to themselves for years. But
75,
I don't know.
Just like
it's just how caught off guard he was when he walked up on him. It's just too real. So no, it's not a joke, Skinner. I googled it. What's not a joke? God, I hate that about the chat when I'm like, what was I talking about? Google. Oh, well, that's not the word that you guys put in the thing. I mean, that's okay, let me show you. That is definitely not the word that you put on before. It was like tickle my willy. That's what you had up.
That's not what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious.
I came up with a fossil watch by the name that she had there before.
That sounds like a disease. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing.
Someone's voice texting. That's what it is. She was voice texting.
Is that what you're doing? Disorder involves recurrent, irresistible urges to pull out body hair. Oh God, this involves pulling out hair from the scalp, eyebrows, and areas of the body. Oh my Jesus!
Jesus. That's is a family show.
This is like a self-torturing disease. That is horrific.
Yeah, that's just.
Oh my God! Was it stress that brings that on? I mean, being in the business, it does bring on stress. Holy shit, Renee! Thank you for doing that. No, but what you had earlier was like tickle my trilly willy or some shit like that. It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. But yeah, that.
Oh yeah, autocorrect. That's the spell it the way I did. Probably distract Biden. Oh yeah. Oh, let's speak about Biden, shall we? Moving on.
We have to.
Yeah. We're gonna do this. Right. I'm gonna bring this over because this isn't. You can't say this is. Yeah, I know. Get ready. This is gonna be crazy. Here we go. Because it's about to get crazy. The Army Times. Okay, this is the Army Times. Biden budget will mean the smallest army since World War II. Amid a major land war in Europe, the Biden administration's fiscal 2023 budget request would temporarily shrink the active duty army to 473,000 troops if enacted by Congress. That could leave the service at its smallest size since 1940, when it had just over 269,000 troops. Other historical lows include an authorized 476,000 in fiscal 2017 and nearly 478,000 in fiscal 1999. Let's see. Anyway, yes. So
we're going to need our civilian army after all,
right? So Army Times, go look it up. And that was the apology, so we can get rid of that. And we saw that, so we can close that out. Look at that badass background. Paul Marston.
It was amazing, by the way.
No, thank you. I just slapped that together right before the show.
Yeah, slapped. Wish I could slap the things together like that.
It could have been so much better, but I was like, I gotta have it for Monday. I said I was gonna have it by Monday. Fuck it. It'll grow. It'll grow. Yeah, it'll get better as it grows. Trickle. Yeah, this is what you had. Trickle Tilly mania. It sounds like a Japanimation cartoon character.
There's actually a fossil watch called the Trickle Tilly. So
seriously,
I find a watch by the name.
Well, that's just silly. That's just silly.
Hey,
you know what? Hey, Dave, multiplier. Multiple truthers sources are currently claiming the long-awaited crime family arrests we've been waiting for are taking place as we speak. Could the Oscars drama be a part of the distraction? Jesus Christ, left turn, Dave, but good information. Holy shit. All right. Well, yeah, I think it's so it could. because that's what they do. They are actors and all that, but they are human beings. They do have regular emotions on their own, and yet because they're actors, sometimes they
the tears
overdo
were
it
because he felt forced to do it. Maybe that's what the tears were for.
You know, that kind of leads toward the whole, supposed. I'm not a Mason. Supposed, they've got all the rituals. I do know that, and there's supposedly what's it called, a humiliation ritual, and usually it's them having to wear a dress like The Rock or who's the other comedian that hangs out with him, the little guy,
Bill Clinton.
No,
he was in a fancy dress.
That's true. There's a painting, so it happened, which it probably did.
I'm glad I wasn't in that.
Still laughing. Hold on. Let's see. Everybody's laughing from earlier. Yeah, we're good. That's true. Terry, thank you. Biden's joke. Yep. Let's go, Brandon. How dumb do you got to be when an entire planet is mocking you, saying "Let's go, Brandon," which means "F you, JB," and you're on the New Year's Eve.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, and he goes, "That's right, let's go, Brandon." At New Year's Eve on the live phone chat, it's like, oh my God, your secret.
Do you think they shelter? Do you think they shelter all that stuff from him? Like he's not allowed to see it, hear it, whatever. Like, do you think he was really clueless, or do you think he was just kind of playing along with it, trying to minimize it?
Oh yeah, there's probably like 3-4 a.m. meetings every morning on how they're gonna choreograph him, and make sure he doesn't see that.
I thought the funniest part was as soon as the guy said it, he asked him where he lived. Where do you live?
Oh yeah, Kevin Hart. Yes, thank you, Kevin Hart.
Oh, by the way.
That was the name. Thank you, Christina. Kevin Hart. Yeah, him and Rock. They had to wear dresses on SNL because that was part of it's part of the initiation ritual to humiliate them, and in favor of to the reward after doing that is you get to go up another level in the hierarchy.
There are some things that just don't want to know.
Right. This is where the little star comes across a stream. The more you know. That's a Gen X thing. Yes. All right. Here's a question. Does anyone see the looks on those soldiers' faces when sitting there eating pizza? They were like, Terry's talking about a video that showed Biden.
Yeah, he's choking on something, and he's like, "Oh, can you give me that glass?"
Yeah, and anyway, it's all illusion.
Yeah.
It's all illusion.
Yeah, it's like a movie. A movie.
It is. All right, so Dave, I want to bring you on, but it's like 2 minutes to the top. I don't know if Dave has if you go to Patreon, patreon.com/DocSkinner, be a member. It's like $5, I think, a month. And you get to see videos that we can't do here. And I do a nice little 30-minute break between the end of this show and then the beginning of that. So everybody can, take a 30-minute break. We'll come back on Patreon and we'll get a little crazier. That's all I'm going to say. But let's do a quick shout out to everybody real quick. Yeah. But Dave, if you're on there, I can invite you. Well, even if you're not on there, I can still invite you. So yeah, because I want to get Australia's, idea on some things and what they think was going on. So Dave, I'm going to message you and send you a link for the next show if you're up for it. You don't have to be a member to be on the show, but yeah. So if you're up for it, Dave, let me know. Paradigm Shift, Northern California. Hey, what's up? Dave Dennis was here. Renee was, started the chat room way before the show started. Thank you very much. Taylor Reesings was here. Tina, hello, Tina. I should be doing this. Sorry, should be like anyway. So just doing a roll call. Christina, British and Proud. You guys have been very talkative. Holy shit. Off-World Adam.
Give that kind of talk for Patreon.
Well, it's like the group, everybody that I named, they were all just like chat. So I got to keep scrolling, see if there's anybody I missed. Alien Bump 72. Third phase moon. Will Smith should pick on some. Wait, what did they say? Will Smith should pick
good point.
his own size instead of going.
Now, if that was The Rock up there, Chris Rock, right? If it was The Rock instead of Chris Rock, I think it would have been a whole different story.
Yeah, that's good. I hope they stayed on to the end so they could see that we did catch it. So, there was private chats going on. Oh, that was you, Rick. Sorry, figuring this stuff out. All right, so it's top of the hour. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow night, same bat channel, same bat time. YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And then from 8:30 Monday through Friday, after this show from 7 to 8, is the Patreon show. If you want to be a member, go on over there, patreon.com/Doc Skinner. It's a lot more fun. Not saying it's not more fun. It's just a little more intimate. That's the word I meant. A little more intimate, smaller group. And anybody that's over there that's on Patreon, we'll be able to do the chat room. I figured it out, so I'll tell you then. All right. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate it. We got to talk about having you on a lot more often. And yeah, we just got to make sure all of our schedules line up. So, okay. Dream Artistry. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I get everybody. Hello, greetings. It's probably a long time ago and you probably left already and I feel bad. You guys are so talkative. That's awesome. Sean Phillips was here and Paul.
The light bulb guy.
Yeah, Paul Marsh was here. And then yes, okay, so I got everybody. All right, so thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. And oh crap, you know what? We got to talk about, what we're going to talk about on Patreon? We're going to talk about movies because that's what we're supposed to talk about tonight on this show.
We couldn't quite get past this one.
We didn't, but we'll do this on Patreon. We'll talk about movies because I want to talk about Soylent Green and all these other movies that came out.
That. Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't I send you that earlier? I think I sent
you
that.
Western World, Logan's Run, Omega Man, just to name
that was 1973, wasn't it? 1973.
Yes, the day I invaded this planet. That is right, or the year I invaded this planet. Right. So, hold on, let me get rid of this real quick. Wow, there we are. So we had new comments at the end. Someone just jumping at the last second. Who is it? Oh my God, the list keeps growing. Hanging on. Christina says good night, everybody. There we go. Everybody's saying good night. So thank you very much. Join us in 30 minutes over on Patreon. It's a little more intimate and a lot less restrictive. So
to see two wild and crazy guys.
Totally, man. Wild and crazy guys. Okay, all right. We'll see you all a little bit later. My name is Captain Doc Skinner of the Starship Pariah with my guest Rick Mackey from Boston. And we'll see you guys over on Patreon in 30. Good night, everybody. Remember, as long as we all lift each other up, we will all rise together. And this is where I would do my cool outro. I haven't done it yet, so I'll do that next week. Ciao, bye.